The Chery Tiggo 8 Pro is spearheading Chinese advancements in the South African SUV market. Here's why. Chinese automakers are making remarkable strides in the local SUV market through their affordable, luxurious, and eye-catching SUVs. The Chery Tiggo 8 Pro is a perfect example of this. The Tiggo 8 Pro is the company's SUV and among the first in the fleet to be described as luxurious. This particular model is the Tiggo 8 Pro Executive, and it introduces a more powerful engine, a wider band of technical features, as well as a more sumptuous and luxurious interior. This particular Tiggo 8 Pro comes in the executive spec and retails for 477,900 rands. The distinction spec retails for 442,900 rands. Both prices exclude VAT. Both vehicles come with front-wheel drive and feature a 1.5-litre turbocharged petrol engine that pushes out 108 kilowatts of power and 210 newton meters of torque. Now, sitting inside a Chery Tiggo 8 Pro, the first thing that catches my attention is this dual screen setup in front of me. Right now, at this point, it's worth noting that this current model that I'm set in actually makes way to the Tiggo 8 exclusive. It's an executive, it's an exclusive, and that one did not feature a dual screen setup like this particular one does, and it's quite a nice feature. It's a nice curved setup, and since its inception in the earlier Mercedes-Benz S-Class, it has found widespread application across many vehicles, and now including the Chery Tiggo 8 Pro. Now, the dashboard of this vehicle is a very neat finish in the sense that the air ventilators are integrated into the design so they don't stand out. Now, the previous Chery Tiggo model actually made use of a third screen to control the climate control system. Now, they've done away with that and they've fitted this nice panel which actually continues in this finish, in this brushed aluminum finish. It's actually just below the two air ventilators. Like I said, these ventilators, they fit into the design of this dashboard very nicely. And as we move on to the center stack of the vehicle, the one notable thing is the fact that it is actually raised to a height that makes it easy for the driver to reach into everything that they need, and that is a very welcome feature, especially as far as an SUV of this size is concerned. As far as the contents of the center stack itself, at the front here you do get this opening compartment. You can actually slide this back and then it reveals two cup holders as well as a charging pad. Now, given that this vehicle allows for Android and Apple connectivity, it's very important to be able to charge your phone whilst you are on the move to maintain that connectivity should your battery ever run flat. In the middle, you do get this shift lever, a very nice electronic shift lever that features the normal PRND as well as a manual override and these two nifty buttons to the side here. Now, behind the shift stick, you do get your electronic parking brake, a volume control button, as well as a variety of other buttons, including the hazard control button. Now, of these two screens in front of me here, the one on the left, like I said, is an infotainment screen which houses your navigation, etc. Now, you control the screen using this knob here. This is a 5-way navigation knob which actually allows you to be able to actually rotate it as well, and by pressing this mode button, you are actually able to access the vehicle's various drive mode as well. Now, moving to the back part of this center console, you open this and you have got a very deep storage compartment. It does not look like it is air conditioned because some vehicles actually allow for air conditioning to be filtered into this compartment, but this particular one does not look like it actually has got that feature. But nonetheless, it's a very nice finish, and one very remarkable feature about this particular vehicle is the fact that now most modern SUVs, most modern vehicles, right, they do not have a direct mechanical connection between the gear lever as well as the gearbox. And because of this, you are actually able to free up some space because there is no direct connection. Therefore, you are able to free up some space. So you do have extra storage space underneath this center console, which is that much nicer, because this being a family car, you will definitely go on long trips and you need as much storage as possible. Now, if we look at the rest of the vehicle, you've got this hill descent control button and you've got this boot control button as well. The seats are electric. Unfortunately, this vehicle's battery is dead, so I'm unable to demonstrate any of those electronic features at this current point. But when you look at it, it is a very luxurious vehicle. It screams luxury. When you look at it, when you hold the steering wheel, it feels luxurious. Overhead, you are greeted with this visor, which also has got a mirror and a card holder as well. Now overhead here, you can actually see that this vehicle does have a panoramic sun roof, which actually stretches all the way to the back and is controlled through this panel right here. Like I said, the vehicle's battery is dead, so I'm unable to demonstrate certain features, especially as far as electronics are concerned. Now, this mirror is auto dimming, right? And this vehicle does have your light and your wiper sensors, all of which are concealed in this compartment right here. Now, as we look further into the seats, these seats are very nice. They are very comfortable. They're actually cocooned. The moment you sit to the moment you stand, you are cocooned in absolute comfort. And the headrests have got this little cradle which you can actually bolster out to balance your head. So when you take a corner severely, your head is balanced out by these headrests, which can actually bolster all the way out. Overall impressions of the Chery's dashboard: it is very neat, it is very beautiful, it is very eye-catching, and that is one of the best things you want to have in an SUV. There's not many buttons. You just have enough buttons just to perform the basic functions like your air conditioning, your climate control. The rest of the vehicle's features are integrated in the infotainment system here. And then the steering wheel is a multifunction steering wheel whose center stack is actually accented by these chrome tips right here. The buttons have got a nice, beautiful veneer finish, which is quite shiny, very nice to look at. Feels very like they're very crisp to actually operate as well. Now, your phone controls, your mode selectors, as well as your cruise control features are all integrated in the wheel right here. So it's quite a simplistic design, yet functional as well. Now, moving on to this door panel right here. Again, this is a very premium finish because you do get these aluminum accents all around the window controllers, the mirror controls, this speaker. And now these seats feature a 3-person memory setting, and it's actually controlled by these buttons over here. You do get your door handle, your door handle to actually open and to close your door. And then these mirrors are electric, and you can actually control them using this compartment over here. And then the faux leather actually continues throughout the door as well, although here you do get a bit of hard plastic, which is actually a very common feature in almost every other vehicle, so it's not necessarily a surprise as far as Chery is concerned. Moving down here, you do get a bit of storage which actually restricts the use of drinks being stored in this particular compartment. And then this speaker, this vehicle actually has got a Sony sound system, and the speaker is written Sony here as well. So looking at the vehicle's just the door panel, you do get a clue of what to expect from the rest of the interior, because the door on its own does give you a very nice idea of how well thought out this interior is. Now, as we make our way into the back seat of the Tiggo 8 Pro, the first thing I notice is how much room there is here. Now, at this point, it's worth noting that I was sitting in the driver's seat just a moment ago. Moving from there to here, I did not move the seat an inch forward, but I still have got all of this leg room to wiggle about, to move, and I've got all of this headroom as well. I think this is definitely the best place to be in the vehicle, especially if you want to kick back and you want to relax like I'm doing now. I've never seen so much space in a vehicle, and this is just impressive. Now, the most important thing about being in a passenger in an SUV of this sort is being comfortable and not feeling claustrophobic. And with this one, you are guaranteed to be as comfortable as you possibly can. You do have a couple of features back here as well, including this little storage compartment for like maybe a phone or a wallet, and then you've got this dual vent set up here, and you have got two USB, a USB-C as well as a USB type A. Now that aluminium treatment, that aluminium and faux leather treatment continues into the back seat, because you do have this aluminium door handles, aluminium speaker, aluminium buttons to control the window, and that's a Sony speaker as well, which I think is gives out a very crisp sound. And then the seats themselves are very comfortable. So it's actually perforated, they're perforated seats, and the stitching continues. Now unfortunately the headrests don't feature that head cradle function, but nonetheless they are still quite very comfortable, very nice to actually sit on, and I'm just impressed by how much room there is back here. And then as you move on to the seat, you do have this fold out center armrest, which features two cup holders, the standard perforated leather, beautiful stitching. Again, you don't feel that it's faux leather because it's so comfortable. And these seats here, they can actually fold down into a 60 to 40 ratio to allow access into the third row seats. This vehicle is a proper family car, 7 seats. One other feature to actually point out at this point is the drive shaft hump. Most vehicles will have a drive shaft hump at the back here, but this one there is absolutely no drive shaft hump, which means there's actually more room even for the occupants in the middle to actually sit. You can still sit very comfortable and be the middle occupant without necessarily feeling claustrophobic or anything. You can sit comfortably, 3 fully grown adults back here. This car is very spacious. Like I said, the headroom is amazing. Like even with this moon roof closed, you still have got ample headroom. This vehicle is it's an amazing vehicle. It's got very impressive space for occupants to sit in.